So the tornado sirens are going off, and there's a thunderstorm warning, and yeah, there's a really bad weather outside. But you know what? I truthfully think that this is the best place that I could possibly be at. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of like heavy gusts of wind outside and some lightning storms, but honestly, I've been in Oxford for a long time, and if today was the day that we actually got hit by a tornado instead of being warned about a tornado, it would be a first for me, and I would be shocked. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm just saying that I was kind of waiting for a good slot to turn this video thing on, because I've been sitting at the desk for probably like 5 minutes and just not really knowing exactly what. I mean, I know what I'm doing, but I don't really know what I want to say. And sometimes, like today, I just, and you know, sometimes you feel that way, and that's totally fine. But when the storm started kicking on and I heard those sirens, you can hear the thunder. You realize where we are in time now. You realize where I am. I'm in the storm right now. I'm in the storm. And so, yeah, you heard it. And right when it started coming down and the wind started blowing, I knew that it was my time to go in. And so now we're in here, we're together, you're up to date. Work was great today, guys. I have a 40-hour work week job, and I've been to it, and it was spectacular. But now we're back, and we're talking about Jesus Christ in the open. We're openly speaking about Jesus, and we're not afraid, we're not ashamed, we're nothing but proud to have the one who created us, to be connected with him. I'm proud of it. Like, dude, I've got a relationship with that guy, and he always looks out for me, and he's really cool, and he never lets me down. Like, I always look to people sometimes when I'm empty and to get refilled for affirmation or whatever. It's small parts of the day, parts that when you go to sleep at night you probably forget about. But if you pay attention, and you're constantly trying to think and fix those things like I am, then you'll notice them. And so I'm not turning to people and looking to people to give me what I need to get through the day, to give me what I need to get that extra, whatever it is. And so that's a big part of, just what I do at work every day, and getting through it, just really making sure I stay on the grind, because when you forget what the truth is, you start to get lost, and you start to think about stuff and really accomplish nothing. You start to think about stuff that's not helpful to you, and you start to accomplish nothing. And so that's why when you keep your eyes on the prize, then you will always be heading in the right direction. You will always be knowing that what you're doing is making forward progress. You will always know that what you're doing is going to bear healthy and good fruit that you would be proud of, that you would be honored to have in the future. You need to always make sure that you're standing on the foundation that is Jesus Christ. That is Jesus Christ. He's my firm, remember that song? My firm foundation. And then something else about Jesus too. You get the picture? He's the one that you seek after when you need something. He's the one who can give it to you. The people that are around you, that are your superiors, that are your friends that are in your neighbor, anybody that you see in public is going to give you the same negative result when you try and put them into a place that they were never meant to be. And when you try and get something out of somebody that they could never give you. It's kind of hard because you kind of have to do it to figure it out. But if I could just tell you about this experience, if I could just give it to you, I would. But I will tell you something about it. And that is exactly what I've said, is that if you are seeking somebody or something that somebody has, whether it be material, spiritual, anything, if you are trying to satisfy some sort of craving with somebody, it's not going to work. And you need to go ahead and change and shift your position. Now I know that it gets complicated, in that if you don't know what I'm talking about, then how could you know what I'm talking about? All I'm saying is put your focus on God. All I'm saying is don't turn to other people to try and get something from them that they can't give you. It might look like they're there and they're mentally, capable of doing what you need them to do. It might sound like they're capable of doing what you need them to do. And it might look and sound like they know both what you're trying to get them, they can do it. But they can't. They cannot do it. And the sooner you recognize that, I'm not saying that to say to give up on people at all. No, absolutely the exact opposite. You're actually supposed to be out there with these people, serving them in Jesus' name, and being their servant, and treating them with respect and kindness, with impartiality. No matter who they are, you treat them the same. So don't shun the people, don't treat them poorly, but remember that they can't give you that thing that you want. That peace of mind only comes from God. And if I could sum up all of that, I would just label everything I said as, in order to obtain the peace of God, you must look to God and not man. Simple answer. Do not look to other people to fill you up. Jesus is my firm foundation. And I guess we're going to do it this way now. I was going to read the rest of Mark, where we are in our story, Mark chapter 2, verse 23, but I recently this weekend had a revelation, and it hit me kind of hard because it was revelatory in nature, because I've read it countless times, I've thought about it, but it never was revealed to me in the way that it was, I think, on Saturday. And I was thinking about all the chapters in John chapter 1, what it was about, John chapter 2, John chapter 3, John chapter 4. And when I got to John chapter 13, I realized that Jesus washed his disciples' feet. And that humbled me so much, because I realized that if the person... I just thought about cleaning somebody who I do care about's feet. And I'm not talking about as a matter of, they've asked me to, I'm getting paid to. I'm talking about, no, just out of pure respect and humility, walking around and washing everybody's feet just because you love them and you want to show them that you love them. So you would be willing to lower yourself below them in order to show them. Oh man, I gotta pen that. I gotta write that down. You have to go below to show the love. You have to go below to show the love. And I just came up with that on the spot. You can thank me later, but you hear what I'm saying? That Jesus shows us in John chapter 13 when he washes the feet of his disciples. He shows us that even God, the one who has everything, the one who can do whatever he wants, the one who could make 5 more of these worlds and basically play with us in it whichever way he pleases, decided that he wants to engage with us in a manner that shows us who he is to the fullest. And that is somebody who's willing to serve. That's where his heart is. It shows you who he is to the core. Yes, he's God. Yes, he's powerful. Yes, he's unstoppable. Yes, he is unseen. Yes, all of these things. But at the heart of it, he loves you as much as somebody can love somebody. He's the example of love. And he's the example of how we're supposed to live our lives. And his name is Jesus Christ, God's Spirit, the Son of God, inside of a man, a human being, born of a virgin, died on a cross because they decided that he was a blasphemer and that he was against God. And he resurrected from, he came back to life 3 days later. And he was walking around. And he stayed for like 40 days. And then he was taken up. He saw hundreds of people after he resurrected. And that's who it was. He is love. He is life. He is light. He is truth. That's who God is. And that's who he is at the core. And he loves you, and that's what you're asked to do, is to serve people. And we see that through Jesus Christ. But it hit me so hard that how could somebody with that much control, with that much power, at the flick of a switch could wipe you out, but yet he sits and waits on you while you're busy sucking down alcohol or blowing smoke or cheating or running around being sexually immoral in any form or fashion, being greedy, being covetous. Whatever you're doing, God is waiting patiently for you. And do not get that confused with me saying that you can wait until you're 60 to start following God. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it doesn't matter who you think God is. The truth about him is that he's the coolest, most awesome person in the world, and he waits. He waits years for you. And even when you don't turn, he was still there sitting next to you. Even when you don't look him in the face and acknowledge that all this stuff you have is because of him, and you don't acknowledge that you're thankful for what you do have instead of what you don't have, and every time that you just breeze by him, he'll still be there. It's just that you won't have spoken to him, and you won't have formed a relationship with him or any connections. And so my point is that God is a patient God, and he's a merciful God, and he's gracious, and he's so loving. That's why he disciplines us, because he loves us. You see, if my kid is stealing stuff from my wallet and I don't punish him, then he's going to go out and steal things for other people's wallets and think that he's not going to get punished. Because I love him, I won't let him steal the money without being punished. To rebuke and correct him. That's what God does to you, because he loves you. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what exactly he did to you or what you think he did to you. I don't know any of that. But what I do know is that Jesus washes the disciples' feet, and that he lowers himself to the to the floor, to somebody's feet, and he washes those feet to show people that he loves them. Because truthfully, if he didn't lower himself to that point, the people would probably be even more amazed at him than they were. And he had to show them, like, this is what I came here to do. I'm not here to rule and lord over you and boss you around. I'm here to tell you about life and the way it was designed, and its designer and who he is. Because if you're a creation made in his image and he's the designer, then you living like him is going to put you at the place that you were legitimately and literally made for. You were literally made to act in the ways in which he's asked you to act. You were literally made that way. And I know it's a slow day, and I'm here taking my time over here, and I'm not firing off, and I'm not entertaining with my words, but I'm speaking the truth to you guys. And I'm trying to tell you that Jesus washed his disciples' feet. And he was the owner of the entire universe. And he let you kill him. He let you. He could have called legions of angels concerning him, and they would have came, and he would have never died on the cross. He let you take him. He let you beat him. He let you kill him to show you everything that we've gotten from Jesus today. That is love. That is life. And you're like, the church isn't very loving. Yeah, the church is full of sinners. And the church is made up of a bunch of sinners. And I'm not saying that all of those people's hearts are where it's at, where God wants them to be at, because that's really what where it's at means. You want to know where it's at? It's wherever God says it is, first of all. Second of all, where it's at is whatever he says it is, okay? And so I don't know where these people's hearts are. I can't speak for everybody that goes to the same building I do, and we listen to the same speaker and we sing the same songs. I can't speak for all those people. But I can read this book that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation from the very beginning of mankind, or at least to the most astounding thing that we have that points us towards what life is and what it's all about. And I've never heard a better story. That I would lower myself for other people, not because they deserved it or because they're better than me, because that's what I was asked to do. And everybody loves love, and the best way to show love is for you to lower yourself. That was his point. Not so that you can be embarrassed or you can do some reverse psychology. No. You wash their feet. You lower yourself onto the ground before them to show them that you love them. And that even though you might have more coordination than they do, you might have more money than they do, you might look better than they do, but you lowering yourself before them will show them that you love them. And it will show them in a way that is inconceivable to show in any other way. It's I don't think you can achieve it. And I'm not saying you have to get out there and wash people's feet physically, but I'm saying when you're out there, and that's why it's so important to take your time, man. You can't be running in and out of places thinking about yourself the whole time. I mean, you got to slow down and meditate sometimes so you can be a light for other people. If you're just blowing past people all day, You never say what's up. You never have a talk with somebody about Jesus. You never have a talk with somebody about truth, about real truth, man. You know how happy people are when you stand up and you tell them what the truth is? People love to hear the truth. Sometimes. Other times, they don't want to hear it at all because it reminds them that they're wrong. Either way, you'd be surprised at how many people are refreshed by hearing the truth instead of hearing some BS that you have to spiel out for them or anything else like that. You'd be surprised how much people hunger for truth. And I guess that's all I had to say. I just wanted to expound on something, a revelation that I had this past weekend. So I hope you guys learned something from this. I hope this was helpful for you. You know how to reach me, and we'll try and get some Instagram lives pumping out here soon. That would be really cool. Instagram live. Yeah.